Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do something we've done at least 3 times before, maybe if not more. We are joined here today with not only me, he's trying to run away. Y'all remember Frank? Got a little update on his car. I don't know about, I had a short about it some months ago, but then we got some things in the work for the BMW, so that's coming. But, so we all know months ago I pulled my Supra apart. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. I plan on doing an LS swap to it, but life gets in the way. I realized how expensive all that stuff was. Just didn't make sense. Anyways, from some help of some good friends, a good friend, some good friends, a couple of them, I was able to procure another parts car. Let me flip this thing around. Hold on one second. Flip. And I did do a short on this one, this being the absolute ugliest Supra probably to exist that I've seen. This thing did have the misfortune of a tree falling onto it. I'll let you see. Started here, into there. Pity. It's a 1990 or a 91, turbo 5-speed car. 7M run pretty good. I made sure of that. It's been sitting for a couple years. Now this is a little bit newer than mine. Mine being an 89, that it is, which is kind of cool, but it's an early 89, so I got to change my subframe still. Luckily, from the last parts car, I kept it. It was a 90 model as well. I have the subframe sitting over here, so I can get it swapped over. That's why it's in the shop today. So, the power steering fluid leaking. Anyways, we're gonna get the subframe changed because the engine mounts are a little bit different. I had to put the harness from an 89 on it, which I had another one again from the old parts car. So it's kind of laid over here at the moment. I got some wires to wire in for the transmission sensor because they were cut like they all are, and I gotta put the upper plenum back on. But I've just decided that I would rather drive and enjoy my car and try to make it some kind of fast. I mean, it's a 7M. It's gonna be fun. I know Randall's gonna be excited because he's been preaching save the 7M forever, because the S&R motoring guys just love these engines. Anyways, let's get this rack changed over. We're gonna get this thing up in the air. I probably won't finish this all in a day for me. It'll be a few seconds for you guys, I'm sure. Trying to get this in there and this. Driving down the road. Also, I did take the wheels off the parts car. 17s, not terrible. They kind of match the color of the car. They need to be cleaned. Whole thing's covered in cat paw prints and leaves and sticks. And I get you a close up on that textured nose panel right there, which I have a new one of those. It's been some months. I haven't posted a full-fledged video in quite a while. I'm really happy to be back, and we'll try to make a push these last few months of this year to try to get my watch hours up so I can get some monetization going on this YouTube stuff. Yeah, so welcome back. Loved you guys, missed you guys. Let's get my Supra back on the road and just have some fun so I can have my old Toyota. Nolan has his new Toyota. Y'all seen the FRS, so I'll add a picture here. And we can have some fun in these cool months with some pretty cool cars. Alright, probably bad lighting, I'm working on it. I have my trusty transmission jack up here. I have all the bolts off, all the suspension components off, and everything loose needs to be loose. I think it can come down and out of there now. This is the boring stuff. I'm just getting the work done, and then I'll show you guys the end result whenever it's all done. I might time lapse some of this, I'm not really sure. Capture some of the differences here for you guys. This is that mount bracket. Uses the square style mount, which is like 86.5 to early 89, which is what this car was. If you look at this one, it's shaped a little bit different. It's kind of better to see from the side. So that one's really tall, this one's really short. Alright, so this also enables me to do a JZ swap in the future without the need of engine mounts if I so see fit. So I got to get the control arms off of this guy, all my brake stuff, lower ball joint, and put it all on this Johnny right here, brake lines, and then we can go back up in the car with it. Which, not talk about it, I'm about to get it done. Had a pretty decent time getting it to this point right here. It is the end of the day. I am calling it. Me and Frank, as y'all seen in the time lapse, got this thing shoehorned down in there. It's sitting right on this new subframe just like it's supposed to. Trans bolted up. Got the drive shaft in. Tomorrow it's just going to be, you know, radiator, all the little bitty stuff, AC lines, you know, heater hoses, feeding the harness back through, getting the radiator in it. I got to make sure that the 90 radiator will fit because it looks a little bit better than what I had in here. I got to put the clamps on that oil cooler bypass I done because I don't need an oil cooler.
What do you got the clamps on?
It's on the bottom of the thing, right by the engine. Yeah, I got to put the charge pipes on, you know. I spaced the wastegates like I normally do on these old CT26s. That way, has a little more boost. The stock computer can handle up like 14. It will fuel cut sometimes, but it's okay. It's all part of it. So, in the morning, it'll be right back in Supra town. Maybe. Let's have some customers show up in case it'll be Saturday morning, and we're back at the Supra. But that is it for right now. We'll see you guys back here in the morning, maybe. All right, next day. Anyways. Nolan still at school. It is Friday. I'm going to do a little bit of stuff while he's up there. I still got to wire in this sensor because it is different from year to year. And that's fine. I've kind of had to chop up one harness to make another harness good. Let's feed this thing through. Let's get the power steering hooked up. Let's get the AC compressor hooked up. All the little bits and bobs and ins and outs that we got to do. I said that weird. Ins and outs that we have to do. And we might be able to fire this thing off today. So we'll time lapse this. Hey guys, I didn't time lapse a damn thing. I thought I did, totally didn't. Joseph's here. I remember him, he's into golf ladies. Yeah. Alright, anyways. It's all together. And I'm not gonna lie, I started it up. I'm not gonna be like that YouTube channel. It's like first start and it's perfect. No. I crunk it up, and because there's no O2 sensor hooked up, it doesn't like to rev at all. I gotta fix these wires right here. That's not super good, but while I'm waiting on the O2 sensor to come in, it's exhaust time. And yeah, gotta let this thing charge up a little bit. Anyways, coolant, exhaust, bleed the front brakes, bleed the clutch, yes. All right, all these things, and then, and only then, can we maybe go for a drive. We need to get the tires put on these wheels today and clean these dirty wheels up. It's a productive day. It's Friday. We'll be driving this thing. Ooh, I need to call and add it to the insurance because I do not have insurance on it. Or we could just, the tag's not up to date either. Fuck it. We're going full legal this weekend. Catch me if you can. And they probably can. This thing's slow. You know? Here we go. It appears that someone had siphoned all the fuel out of it. It's running great though. Still got a lot of stuff to do. We're getting close. Good voltage. You guys for a ride here in just a little bit so you can see just how bad the clutch is doing something weird. I think it's kind of stuck to the pressure plate. I don't know. I can let off the pedal completely at idle. It doesn't move, but the more throttle I give it, it hooks up and goes. It's like something with an extremely high stall. I drove it down the road and back. I still gotta get some fluid in the transmission, but thanks to Joseph and all that, you know, the clutch and brakes feel fantastic, so that's good. The pedal, should I say. I need to get these tires changed over, get this thing cleaned up, bolt the shifter down, get the center console back in. It's an impossible list of things to do. That's not quite impossible. We're gonna make it happen. But it's all back together, it runs. I gotta do the exhaust. I gotta put a muffler on it. Muffler, no muffler?
No muffler.
No muffler? No muffler.
No muffler.
Frank says no mufflers.
No mufflers.
Nope.
No. It sounds nice.
Okay.
For people?
I did. I think they heard it running. Y'all hear it running? They didn't answer. No one's watching. All right, that's it. We changed the whole YouTube thing to Dora the Explorer style thing. You know, can you help me find the ignition hole? Very good. Or as Frank says,
Wait-o!
all right, Let's get this thing off the rack. Let's get some gas in it first and foremost, because we're probably gonna run out before we make it to the next store. Put some good premium up in it. All right, let's try to drive this thing home. Tires are done. There's Mrs. Build One More. She's coming to drop me off. All right, you following me? It's gonna be slow going at first. I love you too. Oh well. Oh, I miss driving these things. Well, boys, I said the clutch is slipping pretty good. Ignore that light. That sensor's always been bad on this car. Ignore that light. Sensor's always been bad on this car. But I'm cruising. I'm in 4th gear. Just trying to go up a hill. We're losing some speed. It's weird. If I put a lot of throttle input in, it'll grab. Watch. And it grabs. Isn't that weird? All other things seem fine. Temp's staying good. Oil pressure's about how this gauge is always red, which seems okay. Do need some spark plugs. It is a little flimmy. But we're rolling, boys. We're going home. I gotta put all this shit back together. You guys tell me this. Have you ever seen a clutch that's seriously off throttle? You know, it seems okay, like I'm just cruising. I load it up, it'll slip. Watch this. And it grabs. It's grabbing. And that's full grab right there. I smell it. I know I need one. I've never seen one slip that way. Oh. Check engine light. It's like, what are you doing? Alright, we're almost home. Order some parts. I guess the next part of this video, well, the next video will be putting a clutch in a Supra. Get over falling behind these people. Mr. Build One More is still back there. Y'all see her? Yeah. That beautiful dash. Alright, I'm almost home. Used every bit of what little clutch it did have to make it home. Oh look, the brakes are hot. That one might be grabbing a little bit. I need to look into that. But I had it here for like 30 seconds and I started washing it off. But look, the 8.6 runs and the Supra runs, and they finally meet each other in running condition, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, we made it to the house, guys. That'll be really pretty much the end of it for this episode. Next one we do, we'll probably be putting a clutch in this old bitch. And,
muffler too?
Oh yeah, I gotta do the rest of the exhaust. That's full 3-inch straight pipe. You guys heard how it sounds.
Sounded good though.
All right, Supra's done. That's one project down. The Grand Prix is going to the dyno tomorrow to get completely tuned and stuff. That's a LSA 5.3 car that I've done. Jonathan's Aristo is just sitting over there doing nothing until we get some more parts for it. And next up is this SS Camaro that is turbo. We're going to be doing it probably on the channel as well. And no one wants to do something with the Ranger, but I don't know what that's going to be. So we're going to wash this thing up. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.